The Shadow over Innsmouth. 1. During the winter of 1927 to 28, officials of the federal government made a strange and secret investigation of certain conditions in the ancient Massachusetts seaport of Innsmouth. The public first learned of it in February, when a vast series of raids and arrests occurred, followed by the deliberate burning and dynamiting under suitable precautions of an enormous number of crumbling, worm-eaten, and supposedly empty houses along the abandoned waterfront. Uninquiring souls let this occurrence pass as one of the major classes in a spasmodic war on liquor. Keener news followers, however, wondered at the prodigious number of arrests, the abnormally large force of men used in making them, and the secrecy surrounding the disposal of the prisoners. No trials or even definite charges were reported, nor were any of the captives seen thereafter in the regular gaols of the nation. There were very vague statements about disease and concentration camps, and latter about dispersal in various naval and military prisons. But nothing positive ever developed. Innsmouth itself was left almost depopulated, and it is, even now, only beginning to show signs of sluggishly revived existence. Complainants from many liberal organizations were met with large confidential discussions, and representatives were taken on trips to certain camps and prisons. As a result, these societies became surprisingly passive and reticent. Newspapermen were harder to manage, but seemed largely to cooperate with the government in the end. Only one paper, a tabloid, always discounted because of its wild policy, mentioned the deep-diving submarine that discharged torpedoes down in the marine abyss just beyond Devil Reef. That item, gathered by chance in a haunt of sailors, seemed indeed rather far-fetched, since the low black relief lies in a full mile and half out from Innsmouth Harbor. Nowadays we're seeing the same sort of thing, that they're treating anybody who might question the government or be suspicious of the deep state or something like, that's crazy. Let's show you stuff, but the general public, so there's question what might be capable of being done. Again, there was stuff that happened in dealing with plagues in the past in this country. Mile and a half out from Innsmouth Harbor. People around the country and in the nearby towns muttered a great deal among themselves, but said very little to the outer world. They had talked about dying and half-deserted Innsmouth for nearly a century, and nothing new could be wilder or more hideous than what they had whispered and hinted years before. Many things had brought them secretiveness, and there was no need to exert pressure on them. Besides, they really knew little, for wide salt marshes, desolate and unpeopled, kept neighbors off from Innsmouth on the landward side. But at last I'm going to defy the ban on speech about this thing. Results, I am certain, are so thorough that no public harm, save a shock of repulsion, could ever accrue from hinting of what was found by those horrified raiders at Innsmouth. Besides, that which was found might possibly have more than one explanation. I do not know just how much of the whole tale has been told, even to me, and I have many reasons for not wishing to probe deeper, for my contact with this affair has been closer than that of any other layman, and I have carried away impressions which are yet to drive me to drastic measures.